Hello, I'm Trudy Haynes. Welcome to the Trudy Haynes Show. And today you're going to hear some inspiring words from Sheryl Lee Ralph, the actress, who was on a panel for empowering women. Tay Diggs is going to tell you why he has joined the fight for hunger. And our own Dr. Charles Champion is going to give you some words of wisdom how to keep your teeth healthy. There's a lot to do, so let's get started. Ralph, also known as the very visible wife of the Pennsylvania State Senator Vincent Hughes, was one of the panelists recently at the Women's Business Power to BT, which was held at a local national golf club in Pine Hill, New Jersey, and attended by some 300 women and a few men. Sponsored by Angela Brown, founder of a women's business organization and public relations director of the New Cortland Network in Philadelphia. Now, they really came dressed for the occasion and eager to hear words of empowerment by the distinguished panel, which included a housewife and mother, Kim Tethaway, author Shalala Lace Sutton, and Philadelphia Councilwoman Blondell Reynolds Brown. But it was movie and TV actress and activist Sheryl Lee Ralph who summed it up with her own personal flavor and, of course, the dynamic.
Here, in this place, at this time, to hear from some wonderful speakers. And looking so good. Oh yeah, I like that. If you know you look good, stand up and show somebody. And I know where my voice belongs. I'm an endangered species. But I sing no victim song. I am a woman. I'm an artist. And I know where my voice belongs. My name is Sheryl Lee Ralph, and I love you just the way you are. Perfect, because God does not make mistakes.
I'm in Dr. Charles Champion's office, you know, the big tooth outside on the lawn, and I've corralled him in between taking care of patients to ask him, why don't we have more proteges in dentistry? What's happening?
Well, I think that part of the reason why we don't have a tremendous amount of activity or people going into the dental field is that it is a very tough business model for our people. Dentistry has historically been an industry that had been supplemented by insurances, and you find that people or fees and insurance companies are not really interested in doing really good work or allowing dentists to do really good work. They're interested in actually reducing the amount of money that they pay. So what happens is kids and people who want to go into dentistry usually go into dentistry because they love it and they want to make money. The love of it is actually now the only reason why they should go into it because a lot of the potential for actually making money has been taken out by the insurance companies. And so now, one of the things that we do at Champion Dentistry is we've stopped taking insurance for the last 10 years. And what we're trying to do is get our people educated and get them to understand that by not taking insurance is the only way that you can actually do quality dental care for people and to get them to actually get things that they could have done, but sometimes they think they can't afford. So implants and bridges and crowns, a lot of these things really aren't covered by dental insurance, or they're covered at such a low rate, and they're covered restrictedly, so people can't get the benefits for them. So a lot of kids don't go into dentistry because the opportunity for making money or being able to feed your family is kind of limited.
But, all right, so you don't become rich maybe, but eventually you can, because there are always some other side issues, not just pulling teeth anymore.
Absolutely.
But so if there is a young man or a young woman out there who thinks that this is what they should do, what steps should they take in getting into it?
Good question. I think that for me, one of the first things that I did was to try and do volunteer work. So we take kids in to observe, to watch, to learn, to see if it's something that they would like to do. A lot of people go into dentistry or go into medicine really without any experience. And the best thing that you could do is really to latch on to a dentist, or to you could come see us. We'll get you in here. And
You have two of them already. Your daughter and a young man, 15 years old.
yes, we I think learning and watching is a good way to see if it's something that you might be interested in. And really, without doing that, I would not encourage anyone to really go into the field until they really get a good feel for it. And I think that's the same with almost any field. You want to have some experience before you actually go and do the classwork and then realize that you don't like it.
So become an intern is what you're saying. But
Yes.
after that, what courses should you be concerned about?
Well, for dental school, it's a lot of science and some mathematics. So if you're really good in science and mathematics, a lot of times they also like that you have some hobbies that you do with your hands. A lot of people, when we went to dental school, they were asking if what do you do with your hands? Do you play an instrument? Do you make models? Do you whittle? Things that you do with your hands. Woodworking is also some of the things that you can do too to really enhance your skills for dentistry. Dentistry is a science, but it is also an applied science. So besides having the book smarts, you also have to have the ability to work with your hands. We've had a lot of people who've gone to dental school, and actually for the first 2 years of the book work, they did great. But when it came down to actually putting hands on, they were really terrible. So they had to wind up doing something else. And actually one of our professors, when we were at school, she said, those who can do, and those who can't teach. So a lot of those folks that really have limited digital or manual dexterity or digital skills, they wind up teaching dentistry.
Well, at one time, of course, when I was young, kids wanted to be doctors and dentists and attorneys and things like that, and we're kind of losing them. So 1, 2, 3, besides doing internship and besides being dexterity, what are some of the things they should do in school?
Science, math, and then I would also suggest some musical instruments. Very, very much. Dentistry is a creative. It's a creative business, yeah, and art. So right now we have a lot of technology where we're actually designing teeth, making teeth, all on the same visit. So what it is it's knowing the anatomy and physiology and then tailoring it to the root surfaces and the bite and the structure of the mouth. So it's almost like an art form. Michelangelo was a great artist, but he was a great student of anatomy and physiology. And so form and function are one of the most important things with dentistry. Proper form leads to proper function, and usually proper form and function correlate with attractiveness, with your eye and your ability to like something. So when people smile,
You see what he's talking about? Aha.
They actually look attractive to other people. And also what is attractive is usually healthy. And so when you get a very healthy mouth, an attractive mouth where form and function equate, people usually are drawn to it, which is very much like your mouth.
Thank you, Dr. Champion. You know, while I have you, there's something else I want to ask you. Why do so many of our people lose their teeth as they get older and don't replace them? Is that something common?
I think that, again, that takes us back to what I was talking about with insurances. A lot of people have been relying on Big Brother or Uncle Sam or someone to take care of them. And I think Uncle Sam really doesn't care about your teeth, and Big Brother doesn't really care about your teeth.
They should, because your teeth are so functional in your good health.
Yes, but what it is they feel as if by you losing your teeth that you weren't doing something that you should have been doing, or you were doing something that you shouldn't have been doing. So they are not assuming responsibility, and that's part of that insurance issue. If you never have a problem with your teeth, insurance is the best thing that you could have in your life. If you're fortunate enough to fit in that situation, that's great for you. But most people have issues, have problems with their teeth, and because they have problems with their teeth, they're not taken care of at the highest level. So the first thing that I always say, when you start losing your teeth, it's like you're at the top of the mountain and somebody puts the skis on and gives you a push, okay? Because you're rushing, once you lose your teeth, down to the bottom of the mountain, which means that you have no teeth when you're at the very bottom, and at the top of the mountain you have your teeth. So when you're on the top of the mountain, you got to do great to take care of them, to keep them healthy, so that you don't wind up starting down that slope, because it is a very slippery slope to the bottom. And as I said, people depend on insurances, depend on government programs, depend on people to try and keep them at a very high level when they really should be depending on themselves. And so
good sense, and good health,
good maintenance, all of those things are educational issues, and that's what I find is the biggest part of our practice is educating our patients so that they understand and appreciate and can realize why they have their teeth or why they need their teeth, and then by doing that, they wind up looking like yourself, very healthy, very attractive, and that's really what we want for everyone.
Hello, Mr. Diggs, and welcome to the Trudy Haynes Show. You know, when you walked out on that screen in that movie, Stella gets her groove back. Well, every woman in the audience must have gotten their groove back at the same time.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Now, I understand that you're in a program that's called Shared Breakfast. Can you tell us about that?
Well, I just want to kind of bring awareness to the fact that childhood hunger is a serious issue right here in the United States. 1 in 5 kids in America go without the proper breakfast that they need. So I've teamed up with Kellogg's and the Got Milk campaign, and we are focusing on providing over 1 million breakfasts to kids that otherwise would go without. So I have distinct memories of going to school without a proper breakfast, and I didn't have the focus, I didn't have the energy that I needed to even make it through the school day. So that's why this weighs fairly heavily on my heart. I want to make sure these kids get the proper start to the day that they need so they can reach their full potential.
Now, if we need to, how could we find out more about it?
The easiest way for anybody to get involved would be to go to the website, sharebreakfast.com. I participated in some PSAs, and we've shot some really heartwarming videos of kids telling their stories. So whenever anybody goes to this website and comments on it, Kellogg's has agreed to share 1 breakfast to a kid that is in need.
Briefly tell us before you go, what are some of the things you'll be doing in the future?
Well, as you can see, I'm behind this cause now that I have some free time now that private practice is over, but I've also shot a movie. I have one in the can called Baggage Claim, And we're about to shoot the sequel of The Best Man 2, coming up at the end of the month. So I'm trying to stay busy.
Well, it certainly has been good having you. We want to wish you well, and God bless.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Absolutely. Take care of yourself.
Well, it's time to go, but we've enjoyed having you. Just remember to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to us on YouTube. But remember, most of all, to follow us and listen to us online every Saturday morning at 9:30 a.m. lifeinspiritonline.com. And remember to have a blessed day.